Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. Let's get y'all on my desktop. Check my phone, make sure stream is catching up. Stream is catching up. Farm Chick 63, good morning. Let me know how the volume is. I had some more like Windows updates and whatnot, and I'm not sure how they messed up my volume. But anyway, we're gonna jump in Ritchieville here shortly. Sounds good on my end. Thank you. I'm gonna run into Ritchieville here shortly. We're gonna test the lemonade stand. Should be good though because Dixie has it and the Patreons have it. We're gonna throw it in the map and test it anyway. It's coming out this Friday, and then we're gonna jump in. We're gonna test the bait house and the hatchery. But we're also going to build the mixed nuts factory. And then I want to jump into the new map and put some finishing touches in the new map. So let's create a new folder. FS19 Ritchie Nut House. Alright, that works. So let's open up placeables again. Let's go to Anderson. Let's grab scripts, brand 110. Let's grab all this. Didn't want to click on that. Let's try that again. Scripts. And Anderson. There we go. Let's copy those into here. Let's start with those. Alright, so mod description. You are not going to be Anderson. You are going to be Nut House. Alright, so let's start there, and then XML is going to be Nut House. And then there's only going to be one palette, so let's delete these. And our palette is going to be mixed nuts. Alright, so our mod description should be fixed. Let's rename this for now, and we'll get back to that shortly. So we have to fix the store photo because the store photo is showing Anderson. So let's go into, we're gonna pull the nut house out of the new map because it's already built. But let me see what icon I have for the nut house right here. So let's copy this. Actually, no, let's do this. Let's open this. And then we'll go copy, paste, save. And if we close this, now our store photo should be the nut house. Alright, so that is that. Now let's go new folder, palettes. And let's go back into the new map. Objects, palettes, global company. Let's grab the mixed nut palette. Oh, it's mixed nuts with an S. I'm gonna have to go in and change that. Let's go File, Export, Desktop. Where are we? Placeable mods. Nut house. Palettes. Mixed nuts with an S. palette. And then let's grab the XML. And then let's go back to, oh, it is mixed nuts palette. Okay, so I was right the first time. All right, so that is correct. So we have our palette in here. We are gonna need particle systems. So let's open up particle systems. Let's open up Anderson. Let's grab the smoke particle. So Nuthouse, particle system, smoke. All right, let's close that again. So let's look at our, so we have our palettes, we have our particle systems, we have our script, we have our brand and category. We still have to fix the 110, and we still have to fix the XML. So let's go into, let's crack the new map open for a minute. All right, so let's go to global company. Let's grab the Nuthouse. Let's go file, export, Nuthouse. Now, let's go in here. I'm going to open this up in the editor first. We have to fix all the textures, but I want to delete the user attributes. So they don't open. And now we have to fix. All right, so we need sounds. All right, so what sound? Let me switch these up a little bit. All right, so what sound file do you need? You need 1115. All right, Ritchie's Prairie, new buildings, sounds. Let's grab this one and move it here. So we have this sound file fixed. Now we just need to fix the texture files. That's the map. Let's get that out of our way. And it looks like all the texture files ended up here on my desktop, which is good. So let's go here. Let's pull the texture files. Nope, wrong one. Where did the texture files go? I know where the texture files went. I think they went in here. Yep. New buildings, and then particle systems went in here also. So let's delete that. Let's grab this folder, slide it over here, and then we just need textures. And these should be our texture files. Yeah, there's our texture files. All right, so let's come in here and let's change all of this to just textures. Now our smoke and our... let's see if this will open without crashing. It does. Alright, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to delete out the smoke particle, and we're going to delete it. We're going to import it back in. So let me save that. Now, so all of my texture files are now fixed. So let's open up the nut house again. Sassy155, good morning. And then the only thing we should have to do to this now... Oh crap, it's not what I wanted to do. Let me put my console back. Let me put my console back. There we go. Just wanted to lower it down a little bit. Alright, so the only thing we should have to do to this factory is put our smoke particles back in. We may change up the color a little bit. Alright, so let's go File, Import, Particle System, Smoke. And then let's rename it Smoke 2. And then let's get it in place. I think that's the only smoke particle I had in here. It is. So let's get, oh, I know there's a couple more things we're going to have to add. So let's go create a plane. And then this has to actually go to 0, 0, and 0. Alright, so there's our plane. I need, let's go File, Import. I'm going to import in, I'm going to pull the Anderson factory right into this factory for a minute. So I need to steal this clear area. Alright, so let's get this down to the exact size of the factory, so we know where our footprint is when we spawn it into the map. So where is our start? Alright, so start goes on this corner. And this will tell the game where to spawn the factory in. And then the last corner. Alright, so there's our area where this will spawn into the game. Alright, let's give this a quick save. Man, I'm getting a bunch of messages. Well, they're going to have to wait until we're done with this. Alright, so we gave that a quick save. Let's look at the textures. Let's take a quick peek at the building if we can find it. No, not that one. You are the doors, the windows. You're not the building itself. Well, Let's look at something really quick then. I want to see if I could change these wooden stripes, but I don't know what texture they are. All right, that's the roof. Oh, so it's got to be that one. Let's try something really quick. We can always switch it back, so let's pull this up. Let's grab this. Let's paste it into here. Let's make a second one of these and rename it. So let's go File, Save As. We're going to call it HOLZ2. And then let's go into the i3D really quick. Let's change this to HOLZ2. And then let's reload. Just reload the textures. Oh, it's not going to change, is it? All right, let's try something then. Hang on one second. Let me reload. Let me reload all the textures. All right, it's not going to change. Let me try something else then. That may not have been the right texture. Let's look at the rest of these textures a minute. What other wooden texture? That's the only wooden texture. We may not be able to change that stripe to green. But let's save this real quick and close it. I want to reopen it. See if that changed the texture. No, so I'm not going to be able to change that stripe texture, I don't think. Well, let me try something. Let's go like this. Oh, there we go. That works. Do we like the green? Or do we want to change it back to wood? I'll leave it here a second. Leave it green or change it back to wood? So there's what the green looks like. Let's change it back to wood. So wood stripes or green stripes on the building. If anybody in chat wants to holler at me. Green? Alright, green will work. So let's change this back to green. Well, greenish blue. Yeah, let's see what that looks like in game because we can always change it. Alright, so let's do another quick save. Alright, so palettes. We got to fix the path to the palette. So it opens up in game. Okay, so the palette's fixed, the building is fixed. Alright, so let's go to the 110. Let's change this from Anderson to the Nut House. Alright, so factory name is Nut House. It produces mixed nuts and nut shells. Alright, so input 1. Let me grab my notebook. Looks nice as something different. Thank you. Yeah, we'll take a peek at it in game. If we don't like the green in game, we can always change it back. Alright, so peanut. Almond. Almond, pecan. I'm going to leave diesel there because we're going to actually add diesel in. And then we'll renumber these in a minute. So pecan, pecan, and then cashew. Let's throw a capital C in there. So cashew, honey. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Honey, rock salt. Or no, actually in this map it's going to be sea salt. On the new map it's rock salt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Is that how I have in my notebook? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 it is. And we're only going to have one production line. And our one production line is going to make mixed nuts and nutshells. Alright, let's save that. Now let's open up this guy. So you are the nut house. Let's go 185,000. Inputs are peanut, almond, pecan, cashew, honey. Oh, sea salt on this map. Sea salt, diesel. And then our I3D is nut house with a capital H. Alright, so nut house. And then our hot, oh, we got to put the hot spot in yet. Nut house. And we'll come back and fix all of our I3D mapping. Alright, so there's our hot spot. Our factory save is going to be nut house, and then we change all of Anderson, and we can replace the salt with nut house now. Alright, so let's look at our input triggers. So how many input, well, actually let me close this map before I accidentally make any changes to it. Alright, so how many input triggers do we have? We just have one input trigger. One input trigger, one palette trigger. So this one can get deleted. But we need a... Oh, that's my palette. Alright, let's open up... what do I want to open up? I need to copy a trigger. Let's open up a greenhouse XML really quick, because I need this loading trigger. copied over to here. All right, so there's our input trigger and one of our output triggers. All right, so first up is Peanut. So you are Peanut. And then let's change this to 1 million liters. Let me make sure I have the correct amount of zeros. All right, so 1 million liters, no visibility node. All right, second input is almond. Almond, and then let's change this one to 1 million liters, no visibility node. All right, third input is pecan. Is pecan. Million liters. All right, so I'm going to leave diesel, but it's going to get renumbered to 7. Oh, pecan has no visibility node, so let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of some of these spaces and clean this up a little bit. Let's get rid of this space and this space. So there's peanut, there's almond, here's pecan. Diesel is going to go into the goods trigger. And it's going to stay at 50,000 liters. Alright, so let's grab pecan. Let's copy that. Alright, so you're going to be input number 4. And input number 4 is cashew. Alright, perfect. And then under here, input number 5. Input number 5 is honey. All right, and then let's go one more. And then it's going to be number 6, and input number 6 is sea salt. Alright, so that should be our inputs. Now we have 2 outputs, and they need to be on spawn pads. So I'm going to grab. Let me close the mixed nut palette. This is the XML for the prairie map. I'm going to go output mixed nuts. We're going to grab that, and we're going to grab the. Let's grab the mixed nuts first. So let's copy that over to this factory. And then let's delete window. Let's delete siding. And we'll delete fencing. Alright, so I have mixed nuts palette, 4,000 liters per pallet, but the pathing inside the in a placeable is different than the map. So let's fix this. Alright, so we have output mixed nuts, fill type mixed nuts, and pallet mixed nuts. And then let's grab our nutshells. And we're going to move that over to here. So we have output mixed nuts and output nutshells. Those are our two outputs. Now we have one production line. So let's get rid of number 2. Let's get rid of number 3. Number 4. I'm going to grab this player trigger. Actually, I'm going to leave that there a minute. We'll come back and delete it. I'm going to come into here. And I'm going to grab everything inside of here. And I'm going to move it to the new factory. And then let's delete. This should give me everything I need. So let's delete this out. Alright, so we should have our one production line. So we're going to input peanut, almond, pecan, cashew, honey, rock salt, and diesel. We're going to get mixed nuts and nutshells. We have our audio. We have our smoke. PA Plugger, hello. Thank you for taking time out of your day and stopping in and saying hello. Alright, so our i3D pathing. How many spawns do we have? So just start 1, start 2, and end. So let's come in here and let's grab our spawners. And let's move them over to the new factor. We don't have 16, we only have 1 and 2. This one we deleted. This one only has smoke 2. And then we also need our discharge node, our grain, our smoke, our loading trigger. Moved over to the new factory. And then I think that's everything we have to i3D map. And then how many sets of lights does this factory have? 2. So is 2 lights going to be enough? Where are they? We have 1 on this side of the building. And we have 1 on... That should be enough. Alright, so there's 2 lights. So let's get rid of the 3rd one. Alright, now there's one thing I forgot to add into this factory. Where's the player trigger? Player trigger's here. So let's go File, Import. It doesn't matter which factory we import. Let's import Heinz. So I'm only need to steal the tour icon. So let's grab this guy. Let's put him in this factory. And let's delete that factory back out. Alright, so we have our icon. And where is it? Way over here. Okay. Now is that where the player trigger is? Close enough. Let's just pull it out a little bit. Alright, let's give this another save. Alright, let's check our... Now I think we just have to fix our i3D mapping and we should be good. Start at the top, work my way down. Okay, so our trigger icon is number 11. Our clear area is number 10. So all these have to get changed to number 10. And then this has to get changed to 10. Got a question with global factories. If you have a factory that produces multiple items and you only need one of them, is there a way to turn the other Yes, when we go in game, I'll show you how to turn the other lines off. If it's built into if the option is built into the factory. Let me know if it's one of my factories or somebody else's. If it's one of my factories, I build the option in to turn the other lines off. But it just depends on how the factory's built. Some can be turned off and some cannot be turned off. Alright, so we have the nut house. Let's go down. So everything looks good through there. Alright, so our camera is number 8. Oh, stop. Camera's number 8. Alright, exact fill route is going to be 0, 0, 0, and then 0, 0, 1. So you are 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Now our other trigger should be 1000. Yeah, so that's all good. Our player trigger is number 4. Not sure it is your factory. Okay, not sure it is your factory. Yeah, give me let me, when we jump in game, I'll show you how you could turn multiple production lines on and off. Alright, smoke is number 900. Audio is number 5. Now our spawners is going to be 6,000 and then 6 with 5 zeros. So that one's correct. Spawner number 2. Those are correct. And then our lighting is going to be 7010. Alright, so this just needs to go to 7. This needs to go to 7. And then this light should be 7110. Okay, so I think we're actually good. Let's delete the plane. Let's save the factory. Let's look at the... Okay, so we do have a couple textures to fix. So let's grab textures. Let's grab the 2 textures we're missing, which are the trigger icons. And then let's fix this path. And fix this path. Alright, so greenhouse I can close. That one I can close. Alright, so our pallets should be good. Particle systems are good. Scripts should be good. We have our sound file. We have our textures. Let's zip this up. Let's change this mods folder to my Ritchieville test map. So let's copy this and paste it. Now I also want to test, we're going to test the nut house, we're going to look at Alex's lemonade, so that one's in here. The bait house is in here, and we're going to test that. And the new hatchery's in here, we're going to test that. Alright, so let's change. Let me close paint.net. We don't need that open. Let's change our mods folder to, we're getting too many maps now, Ritchieville zipped. And then let's crack open the Ritchieville map. It is a sawmill that makes pallets, cartons, paperboard. Okay, yeah, I can show you how to, we're jumping in the map now, so I should be able to show you how to turn those off. It's been a while since I've been in the Ritchieville map. I've been focusing on the new Forex map. Alright, so let's go to our test map. Let's make sure we have the new factory shows up. Right here, the nut house. Alright, so that's a good sign. So the nut house should be in here, and then the other factories I want to test should be in here as well. Let this load, and before we go any further, I just want to check the log really quick to make sure that new factory is not throwing any errors. Let me check the log really quick. Make sure we have no obvious Lua errors. Alright, so far error free. Alright, let's head back to let's go back to here. Let me find a factory that has multiple production lines. And I'll show you how to turn some of them off. Let's just get you out here for now. I don't have the mill up and running on this map, so I can't really show you. But if you come over to, let me grab a little bit of speed. If you come over to Anderson, I don't know if this is going to be active or not. Alright, this is disabled because it's missing some ingredients, but you just come over here to where it says disabled, and over here you could turn them on. There's a way to turn it on and off. Let's find a factory. We're going to have to get a factory up and running. Alright, so what is this missing? This is missing plywood and lumber. Let's grab some plywood and lumber. Let's fire it up so I can show you. So let me grab some plywood and some lumber. Oh, no, that's all right. We'll check this out first, and then and then we can get in here to the get testing the new ones. All right, so let's grab some lumber. Oh crap! What else did it need? Plywood. Lumber and plywood, I think. Yeah, lumber and plywood, I think. Alright, so let's go to long pallets. That's my test map. We're good because I've got all my I got the warehouse pretty much preloaded. So let's just drop these into Anderson. And if I remember correctly, they go in here. Zoom out. Alright, I think. Maybe? Oh yeah, they're unloading. Yeah, they're unloading. So that should fire this factory up. Alright, so they're all active. So you can actually take these and say start or stop. So you can turn, let's say I only want to make windows. I can leave windows active. I could turn doors off. I can turn fences off. So the only thing it's making now are windows. Rob VTV, long time no see. Thank you for stopping in. So if I want to turn doors back on, just hit start. If I want to turn siding back on, hit start. If I want to turn fencing back on, hit start. Now they're all active. So that's how you should be able to turn a particular production line off in the factory. Let me know if that answers your question. Alright, so I think I have the lemonade factory already on this map. I'll show it to you because this is coming out on Friday. And if we don't have it out, we'll plop another one down. I can't remember if I had it on the map or not. Let's see if we have one on the map. Alright, placeables. Alex's Lemonade. No, I don't have any down. PA Plugger, thank you. I'll give it a try. There you go. That should do it. Alright, let's throw the Lemonade Factory over here. Like I said, this has already been tested. It's coming out on Friday. The Patreons have it, but... So this is Alex's Lemonade. This is built in honor of Alex Scott, little girl who lost her battle with childhood cancer, and a little bit of her story. But basically, when she got out of the hospital, she wanted to raise money for the children's hospital to help fight childhood cancer. So she started a lemonade stand called Alex's Lemonade, and then after she had passed away, her parents turned it into a non-profit organization to collect money for childhood cancer research. And so far they have raised more than $200 million. I'm sure you've seen Alex's Lemonade stands all over the place. Alright, so what do you need? Let's just get this fired up. So you need lemons, sugars, water, and workers. So let's find our trailer. Let's grab some sugar. Like I said, this has been testable. We'll fire it up. I'll show it to you. I think we've got some sugar in here. So let's go back to regular sized pallets. Oop, and I passed it off. There you go. And then we'll throw down the bait house. We'll get the bait house fired up. And then we'll throw down the hatchery. We'll get that fired up. And then we'll throw down the new mixed nuts factory. We'll get that one fired up. Now, where do the inputs go? Alright, so the workers should go there. I'm thinking I think all the inputs are in one. Let's just give it a shot and see. I think all the inputs are in this one trigger. Yep. Alright, so it's taken. It is taking the sugar in, right? Yeah. Looks like we need to up the empty speed of this sugar pallet a little bit, so it empties a little bit quicker. Alright, let's get this guy out of the way. Alright, so we need water, workers, and lemon. Alright, so let's grab some water. But I hope everyone is doing well today. I want to get the bait house down and make sure all the triggers work, and I want to get the hatchery down and make sure all the triggers work so I can send them to Dixie tonight for testing. Because the bait house and the hatchery will go to the Patreons this Friday. And then y'all will get it next Friday. This Friday you're getting the lemonade stand. Okay. Why am I not getting an unload for water? I already sent this to Dixie, and now this should be the unload trigger here. Why am I not getting an unload for water? Yeah, you take water. Let's take a look at the triggers. The trigger may be a little bit too low. Let me pull my truck out of the way. We'll take a look at the trigger. Yeah, the trigger I think is going to be a little bit too low. Alright, let's save this. Dixie, hello. Let's save this and quit it. Let's adjust the trigger on the lemonade stand. Alright, placeables. Alex's lemonade. Let's just crack this open real quick. I know I got the water into it. Yeah, I'm not sure. It could be just the way it's set down on the map. But let me adjust the trigger anyway. The trigger may be sitting just a hair too low. Or too high. This trigger is really picky. All right, let's swing around. All right, let's get rid of the plane and save this. And now let's delete this one. We'll zip it back up. Let's copy it. We'll throw it back in the test folder. And then let's fire that save game back up. Yeah, it could be just the way it spawned in on the map. Save game 20. Farm Chick 63, a lot of trees on that map. A lot of trees on which... Oh, on which map? Oh, I'm sorry. Rob is talking to Farm Chick. Never mind. Alright, let's turn speed back on. And now let's find our tanker. Alright, it has water in it. Let's see if I get to trigger this time. There we go. So the trigger just needed a slight adjustment. Alright, so let's get the tanker out of the way. So we need lemons and we need workers. Let's grab some lemon. Ooh. There we go. So lemon tree should be in the new orchard that came out last week. Orchard 3. And I don't even think I have them down here on this map, to be honest with you. Alright, lemons. Now let's get this guy out of the way. And then we just need some workers. So let me grab the bus. And we'll throw some workers in here. On the bendy bus. The bendy bus with the bendy workers. Oh, the Mining Extreme map. Yeah, that map has a ton of trees. I don't have it downloaded. I saw Papa Smurf and Dixie testing it. Alright, so trigger's working for the workers. I'm going to grab a sip of coffee. wrong way. So that should have fired this factory up. What am I missing? It just didn't go active yet. Let's go forward time. It should kick on. Let me forward time a couple seconds. Why are you not kicking on? Oh, there you go. You went active. All right. So let it do its thing, and we'll test the lemonade. Let's grab the bait house. Let's throw the bait house down. Where do I want to throw? Let's throw it. Yeah, we'll throw it like right here. This is the first time I'm actually spawning it into the game, so. This is the bait house. And this is going to make your fish bait for. This will make fish bait for the hatchery. Alright, so we need molasses, cornmeal, water, and cheese. So let's grab this guy. And let's go grab some cheese. The update for that map is going to be delayed a bit longer. Winston's modding partner, JK's mom. Oh, sorry to hear about that. Died yesterday. Yeah, my stepdad, they just moved him to hospice care in the VA hospital. But he's in Pennsylvania. I'm in Oklahoma. So I see a Oklahoma to Pennsylvania trip coming up in my near future. Alright, let's grab some cheese. That is so sad, yeah, unfortunately. But he's 87. His mom lived to be 103, and his dad lived to be 101. We thought for sure he was going to hit 100. But he's the last of his brothers and sisters that are alive. Alright, so where does... Alright, so let's see if we can get this in here. Pennsylvania is my home state. Yeah, I was born and raised spent most of my life in Pennsylvania. Worked in Philly for 26 years and lived in the suburbs of Philly. Born and raised in the Poconos. Alright, so cheese is in. Alright, so let's grab our tanker. Ooh, wrong way. And I know it needed some molasses. Let's grab a load of molasses. Uh-oh. That's not a good sign. Did take molasses, right? Yeah. So we may have to go in and adjust this trigger as well. If you're not taking the molasses, you're not going to take the water. I believe it was the same trigger. So let me drive around here. Yeah, because this is the out trigger where you pick up the fish bait. Alright, so let's go in and adjust this trigger. So let's save this. And we'll get out of here. That isn't that far from me. Philly or the Poconos? I was born and raised just outside of Wilkes-Barre. I spent 6 years in Alabama, about 4 years in Delaware, and then the rest of my life working in Philly. And I've only been in Oklahoma for 2 years. Alright, so let's change this from Alex's Lemonade to the Bait House. Reef Farm Chick, sorry. Let's create a plane. And then let's see this trigger. That's the pallet trigger. Even the pallet trigger is a little high, or a little low. I'm going to pull this up a little bit. And let's take this. Yeah, this guy's too low. Let's pull this guy up a little bit. There we go. Alright, let's save that. And we'll delete. Let's delete that. And then zip this back up. Alright, back into our save game. About 200 miles from Philly. Yeah, you don't want to spend any time in Philly. I hated it. Hated the entire time I was working in Philly. I'm a country boy, I'm not a city boy. I avoided Philly. The only time I had to go into Philly is when I was working. I refused to go to any of the attractions, any of the tourist spots, any of the ball fields. I avoided Philly as much as I could. Alright, so let's get our speed back. And back to our tanker. There we go. Let's see. Let's back up into the trigger now and see if we... Oh, there we go. So we get to unload for molasses now. Alright, so I know it needed water. Let's throw some water in here. I'm definitely a country person. Got mountains all around me, yeah. Give me the mountains and the lake over the beach and the city any day. Alright, so you just need some cornmeal, so let's get you out of the way. And let's find this guy. Cornmeal. Yeah, we had a pop-up camper growing up. We were either outside or in the woods or on the lake pretty much my entire childhood. Alright, so let's check, make sure this goes active. And this one went active. Alright, so let's grab, let me go forward a couple hours. Alright, so we have some fish bait in there. We're going to leave that in there because we're going to put it into the other factory. Where's my lemonade factory? We should have some lemonade in here now. We do. Let's grab our tanker. We'll come back to the bait house in a minute. Let's grab the tanker. So the bait house is making our fish bait. You're going to have to use that special trailer to pick it up. I think it's the sewage trailer, but I could be wrong. Alright, start filling. We have some lemonade. Who's buying lemonade? Let's just go test one of the triggers. Probably the diner right over the bridge. Am I missing? No, okay. Right there, Alex's lemonade. Could we go to the diner? Yeah, we could just go over to the diner. I'm sure Dixie had tested this, but let's just, since we're in here, let's just head over. Calderson 93, hello. Thank you for stopping in. We're just double checking the lemonade stand before it gets released this Friday, and then we're testing the bait house and the hatchery. They're going to be in the same mod pack. They'll be released, they'll go to the Patreons this Friday and get released next Friday. And then we're going to test the nut house, and that'll be the following Friday. And that'll be 3 weeks ahead on factories, and then we can finish up the 4X map and then start working on the 16X map again. The 16X map is a complete disaster right now. There we go. Lemonade sells, so no issues there. Oh, I'm getting attacked by my own truck over here. Alright, let's grab the truck and let's make sure the trigger for the fish bait works. And then there's something I want to try on the bait house to see if we can get working. I don't know if I can get it working, but we're going to give it a shot. Alright. So this should be making fish bait. Which truck hauls? Is it the sewage truck? Liquid manure digestate sewage and byproducts. No, I need this guy. And I don't have one. Alright, so we need that guy. So let me grab store delivery mod, which I probably put it in a really bad place. Let me move that out here. Let me throw store delivery mod out here. Let's grab this Hulk truck. And I'm just going to leave it blue. I'm not going to make any changes to it. Alright, so you should pick up our fish bait. Now on the new map, there's no fish bait, it's earthworms. But we should have a trigger over here. We do. Alright, so there's our fish bait, so we know that that trigger's working. Let's grab... Oop, wrong one. Let's grab the hatchery. And let's throw that down just right back here. And then let's just take a quick walk around, make sure nothing's floating. Something's messed up with the fish. It's oh no, there we go. Oh, it only shows the tail and the fin on the one side. That's a problem with the i3D. That's something I can't fix. I'm going to have to put a sign or something behind it. Yeah, there's nothing I can do to fix that fish. But this is the F. Boone and U. Hauer hatchery, and it was built by the Pleasant Mountain Construction Company. Really sorry to hear that. You put so much work into it already. Yeah, the new 16X map is a mess. I removed about 20% of what was already built onto the map. So the F. Boone and U. Hauer hatchery, and it needs ice cubes, fish bait, and a little bit of diesel. So let's grab some ice cubes. But we'll get there. And I'm still not done. We pretty much have to gut Center Mountain. There was just too much on it. So we have to gut Center Mountain and pretty much rebuild from there. And I'm not done gutting Center Mountain yet. Alright, let's grab some ice... Oop, wrong building. Let's grab some ice cubes. If I have some in here. I do, okay. Let's grab some ice cubes. Alright, now where did I put my truck? Oh, over here, because I went to the wrong warehouse. But we'll get back to the 16X map later this week or next week. Get them to the factory before they start melting. It's 89 degrees here today with high humidity. Now I'm going to play around with this bait house a minute and see if I can get something on it working. Now, where do the inputs go? I think over here. I could be wrong. Are they empty? Yeah, they're emptying. Sorry, hang on. Sorry about that. Let me grab my phone. My eyeballs are really bad today. RUMBBQ. Which map is this one? This one is my Ritchieville test map. This is where we pretty much cheat everything in and test all the new factories. We are testing the Lemonade Factory, the Bait House, the Hatchery, and the Nut House today for future releases. Alright, what do we need? Diesel and fish bait. So let's grab our tanker. And let's grab some diesel. Exclamation point Facebook will get you to our Facebook group. Exclamation point maps, MAPS, will get you to the Trello board. And this is another trigger we're going to have to adjust because it's not taking the diesel. Unless the diesel goes over here. Nope, we're going to have to go in and adjust this trigger as well. And then exclamation point donate will get you PayPal me if anybody wants to make any donations. Now, is that the only input trigger? Yeah, that's the only input trigger. So let's go in and let's save this. Let's go in and adjust that trigger. Today's going to be the trigger adjustment day. I'd be sending these to Dixie and she'd be yelling at me, "You sent me factories, I can't get the shit in it to test it." Alright, so let's go to the hatchery. The F. Boone and U. Hauer hatchery. And let's grab our plane and let's get this trigger adjusted. Yeah, it's a little bit too low as well. There we go. It's all I needed. Just a hair. Alright, let's save this. And then let's delete this. We'll zip it back up. Don't send to me already broke and then blame me for breaking them. That's the plan. You just messed it all up. All right, let me copy that. Drop it into here. And I will jump back in here. Alright, back to our save game. Our test map, I should say. Y'all, we're in trouble. My coffee cup is empty. I see a coffee break coming up after we test the nut house. We're going to put a couple finishing touches on the new Forex map so I can get it sent back to Papa and Dixie this afternoon for testing. Alright, let's grab our speed back. And let's find our tanker. And it's full of diesel. Let's jump back in this trigger now and see if it'll take the diesel. There we go. Alright, so there's the diesel. Now we just need our fish bait from the bait house. So let's jump into this truck. And should empty into here. There we go. So throw your fish bait in here, and that should fire this factory up. And it went active. So this one's going to make all one production line. So it's going to make catfish, clams, shrimp, and trout. So let's grab, actually what I'm going to do before we forward time, let me jump in here. Let me cheat in more fish bait. And I just want to top this factory off a little bit more before we forward time. I'm going to throw in one more load of fish bait. I probably should have upped the... I probably should have bought a tanker, or the truck with the bigger capacity on it. But let's just throw enough in here to fire this up. Because I'm going to have to roll tonight. Unless I can get enough pallets to spawn. Let's see. Let's just roll time. See where we go. Oh, there we go. I can get enough pallets out before it gets dark. Alright, so let's spawn out one catfish, one clam. Oh, clam's not going to spawn out, so there's something wrong with the clam pallet. Let's spawn out a shrimp, and it's not going to give me a trout either. So there's something wrong with the clam pallet and the trout pallet. You are catfish. You are shrimp. So catfish it gave me, shrimp it gave me, clam. Yeah, it's not going to let me add the clam, and it's not going to let me add the trout. Let's go find out why. So let's save this. Yes, I'll always time for a coffee break. Yeah, we'll get this test. I'll grab a fresh cup of coffee. We still have to test the nut house. Alright, so let's see why. See if there's any errors in the log. Since we're right here. So no errors in the log. Alright, so let's see what I messed up in the factory that we're not getting. So let's look at our pallets. Actually, let's open up the factory. And with the factory open, let's look at our pallets. And let's see if I have something pathed wrong. Alright, so it's catfish pallet, C-A-T-F-I-S-H, all lowercase, so the spelling is correct there. Shrimp pallet, the spelling is correct there. Clam pallet, that spelling is correct. And trout, T-R-O-U-T pallet. Alright, so the pallets are named properly. Let's go into here. Pallets, catfish pallet. That looks correct. Clam pallet. Pallets, clam pallet, I3D. 4,000 liters. Shrimp pallet. Pallets, shrimp pallet. That looks correct. Trout pallet, trout pallet. That looks correct. Let's go to the mod description. Catfish pallet. Clam pallet, shrimp pallet, trout pallet. Those look correct. Let's go back to, let's close the palette. So close the trout palette. Let's close the shrimp palette. Close that one. Let's go back into the hatchery. So output catfish, output catfish, output catfish, shrimp, shrimp and shrimp, clam, clam and clam, trout, trout and trout. I have no idea. Oh, I know why. The quantities are wrong. This has to go to 4,000 liters. This one has to go to 4,000 liters. 4,000, 4,000, 4,000, and 4,000. That's what the problem was. Let me just make sure all these pallets are set at 4,000. This one is. That one is. That one is. And let's check the last one. These are set at 4,000. Now, is the factory wrong? I mean, is the warehouse in the map wrong? That's going to be a problem. Let's go to, oh, wrong one, Ritchieville. And let's check Placeables Global Company. Let's check Central Warehouse Cold. And let's check our outputs for, may have to put a map update out if these are wrong. Oh, yeah, we did. So catfish is set at 4,000. Shrimp is set at 4,000. Clam is set at 4,000. Okay, so the warehouse is correct. I just had the factory set wrong. All right, so let's delete the hatchery and zip it back up. And let's go to back to my test map. All right, so let's jump back in game. And let's see if these pals will spawn out now. I keep grabbing my coffee cup. That's right, I got a bottle of Gatorade sitting next to me. Alright, so once again, let's turn my speed back on. Alright, so let's see if we can spawn out our clams. There we go. So they'll spawn out now. Let's grab our trout. There we go. So we should have a catfish palette, shrimp palette, clam palette, and trout palette. Perfect. So let's find this guy. Let's switch him over to tall pallets. See if we can't pick these up. There we go. So we should have our 4 different, yeah, so there's our shrimp, there's our clams, there's our trout, and there's our catfish. All right, so those will look good. Let's do this. Let's test the trigger at the warehouse, and then we'll test the sell point. Because these are going to be used in a future factory. You're going to make these into additional products. So you can sell them, but these will be used to make other products out of. I'll let Dixie test the sell points. But I just want to make sure that these will go into here. Well, maybe. Oh, there we go. Couple second delay. All right, I'm not going to test the sell point. I'll let Dixie test the sell points. We're going to fire up the nut house next. I'm not sure what I need yet, so let's let you sit here. Let's run back this way. Because I want to get this nut house tested, and I want to get into the new Forex map and get those updates done, so I can get it back to Dixie and Papa. Ooh, there is something I want to try on the bait house as well, but let's test the nut house first. All right, Crazy D's House of Nuts. Let's throw that. Where am I? Let's head over here. This will work. Let's just throw it down. Yeah, right here. Alright, so Crazy D's House of Nuts. Do a quick tour. So we have Crazy D's Nut House. And I have no trigger. Why do I have no player trigger? No global company trigger. What do we mess up? Okay, it's there. Why am I not getting an active trigger? All right, let's check. Control G. Let's see if we have it in here. It's in here. But why am I not getting it when I walk up to the factory? All right, let's get out of here. Today's going to be the day of testing triggers. Every time, did you change the placeables to take sea salt instead of rock salt for? Yes, we did. Every time you say nut house, it makes me think of all those people I would like to. Alright, let's go into placeable mods. What did I mess up on the nut house that we're not getting the player trigger? So the player trigger's there. It is number 4. So let's go back into the nut house XML. So player, we're missing the player trigger. No, player trigger's mapped to number 4. Player trigger's there. Player trigger, capital P. Hold on, we got to change this to a capital P. It's so, global company is so case sensitive, it's ridiculous. Let's not make any changes to that. Wrong one. Let's zip this back up. Now we should get the player trigger. Alright, so let's try that again. Let me grab my speed back. And then let's make sure I'm pretty sure we changed it to sea salt instead of rock salt. There we go. So peanuts, almonds, cashews, honey, diesel. Peanut, almond, cashew, pecan. There we go, diesel. We're going to get mixed nut pellets. We're going to get some nut shells back. So let's find our flatbed and we'll grab some honey. So you're going to get honey roasted mixed nuts. And it's going to be the other warehouse. So let's grab, oh no, it's in this one. So I wanted to keep the honey and the wax together, so I put them in this warehouse. Let's grab some honey. And then what setting are you on? You're on tall pellets. Let's go back to regular size pellets. And let's grab our honey. Alright, now where's the input on this factory? Back here, I think. So what you're going to have to do on this factory is you're going to have to pull above the trigger and then load them off behind you. And it looks like this trigger is probably going to need to be adjusted. Alright, let's adjust this trigger. Let's move the trigger and make it a little bit easier. Alright, so let's get out of here. Yeah, let's get out of here. Let's go back into the nut house. And let me get a surface to work on. It's easier to adjust the triggers if I've got something to work on. What we're going to do is we're going to grab the warning stripes. I want the warning stripes. Yeah, let's pull you out here. And then let's grab the input trigger, slide it back and out. And let's grab the pallet trigger. And let me see if this one needs to be, yeah, I'm going to pull this, I think, up a little bit. About there. Alright, let's try this again. So let's get rid of our plane. And let's try this again. Alright, back in game. I think we came in game about 12 times already today. Glenn H40, keep up the good work, old man. 102 maps are awesome. Thank you. What do you? We're going to jump in the new 4X map here shortly. There's a couple more things I want to get done before I send it back to Papa and Dixie this afternoon. I'm gonna zip it up and upload it while I'm eating lunch. Alright, so let's grab my speed back in case we get out of the truck. Let's go find our auto load truck. And just let me turn auto load back on and back off. Alright, let's see if it'll take him in this trigger any better now. Not too bad. Alright, I can live with that. Alright, so honey is in. Let's grab this guy. Alright, so we need peanuts. Alright, so peanuts. You need some almonds, cashews, and pecan. So there's cashew. Almonds and pecan. Almonds. And now we gotta find some pecan while that's unloading. Yeah, those are some big nuts. And then we need some... No, not seaweed, sea salt. Local fire whistle's going off. And I think the only thing we need is a little bit of diesel. Yep. Where's my tanker? I have no idea. Over here. It's got diesel in it. There we go, diesel. Let's get this guy out of the way. Now that should have fired this factory up. Oh, we got a floating pallet right there we're going to have to fix. Alright, so we got a couple pallets. So we got two in the ground and one floating. Alright, so go back and look at those. If they're floating in this factory, they're floating in the new map. Alright, so we've got a couple floating pallets to fix. Alright, so we're active. So we're making our mixed nuts and we're making our nutshells. Let's just roll the night. Are the new fruit types going to be planted? In the new map, yes. In this map, no. In the existing maps, no. Let me get through the night. And I'll grab my notebook because offhand I can't remember. But let me grab my notebook. Let me roll over to... It's right now I'm on my Ritchieville page. I need to find my Ritchie Prairie page. And I forgot to bookmark it. I've got like 4 or 5 different pages going on over here. So I removed, if I can find my notes. Alright, I removed sorghum, millet, lavender, poppy, rye, mustard, and tobacco. And then the new map is going to have arable, you have to plant and harvest, almond, green olive, red grape, white grape, peas, beans, and tomatoes in the new 4X map. We're gonna jump in there shortly. Alright, so let's spawn out some mixed nuts. So Crazy D's House of Nuts, those are our honey roasted mixed nuts. We'll grab those in a minute. Let's make sure the nut shells empty. There we go. Start filling. Alright, there's our nut shells. Yep, they look like nut shells. Alright, so there's the nut shells. That's working. Let's grab this guy. What setting are you on? You're on regular size pallets. Alright, who has, I'm sure the diner, but who's buying mixed nuts? Let's go check a sell point. Where could we go? Yep, we can just run right over to the diner. And then we'll jump into the new map here shortly. So these are not stored, these are not going to be used in any other factory, so these could be sold. The new map, none of the Ritchieville, Ritchie Hall, or Ritchie Islands placeables will work on the new map. The new map is completely self-contained. So everything you need to run that map is built into that map. So there'll be a map with a couple required mods when you unzip the first folder. And then there'll be a vehicle pack for that map. And everything is self-contained. So let me get these sold. So what do we get? 60. Oh, there's one box under there yet. Oh man, so 66,000 for 24 cases of mixed nuts. And you won't let me get back to the trailer. There we go. So $65,000 for, what was it, 24 cases of mixed nuts. Now, all the placeable factories that you see on here will work on the new 16x map, but they will not work on the new 4x map because I removed all those fruit types. I had to remove all the fill types from the map as well. So all the fill types that these placeable factories make are not built into the new 4x map. So that's all I want to get the new 16x map done as soon as the 4x map is finished. We're going to start working on the 16x map again. Alright, so let's leave you here. So that should be, so the other thing I got to fix here is a couple of floating pallets. And then this factory will be good to go. Yeah, we got a couple pallets in the ground there, and we got a couple pallets up here to fix. Alright, let's get out of here. Glenn H40, thank you for popping in. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's go to, let's open up, let's get this factory open back up. And where are, alright, so these ones are fine. Alright, let me turn my speed down a little bit. Alright, so you need to come up. Let me go 0, 0, and 0. I didn't make this pallet. It looks like it's crooked. Whoever built it. Alright, that should be good enough. And then this one. Let's get this one off the ground, buried in the ground as well. And then these two up here. So you, and you. Let's push you back a little bit. And then this one. So that should fix these floating pallets. And let me spin my camera back around. Alright, so let's get rid of that. Let's save this. We're going to delete this one more time. And before I forget, I just want to throw it back in my test folder. Alright, so we have the lemonade stand will be released this Friday. I got to send an update to the Patreons. This Friday, I'm going to send the bait house and the hatchery to the Patreons. They'll be released the following Friday. So not this Friday, next Friday. And then the nut house will be the following week. So I'm like 2.5 weeks ahead on factories right now. Alright, let's go into the new 4X map. So we're going to have to, I'm going to have to go back and fix the same pallets I just fixed here, because the nut house is built into this map. And then there's a couple things by the lake I want to fix and update. And then we're going to jump in game and look at a few things. And then I'm going to grab lunch. So let me go to the back of the map. Dixie, when I send you the updated map, it's going to need a new game save. So the new fruits for the hollow map is going to be placeable factories. Yes. This map is the only one that has them built into the map. Alright, so let's fix these same pallets in this factory. The new fruits on the hollow map are already built into what you already have. So your almonds, turn my speed down here a little bit. So your almonds and pecans and stuff are in the new orchards and greenhouses. And then I'm going to move, actually I'm going to move this trigger as well. So let's get this trigger moved as well. So it's a little bit easier to unload. Let's pull the two triggers over. Make them a little bit longer. So Dixie, we're going to have to retest the triggers on this factory since I'm messing with them. Alright, so that should fix that factory. Now I want to go back to... Oh, I'm going to go back over here a minute. I was driving around on this map right before I went live, and there's one thing I want to add over here by the lake. This tree is going to go. Let me do a quick save before we jump out of this map. I want to import something from the other map into this map. So I'm going to let this save real quick. But yeah, on the hollow map, the almonds, the pecans are already in the map. I think Southern Grace or the orchards, one of those. And then the placeable orchard 3 has the new nut trees in it. Alright, so let me jump into... Here, let me jump into the 16X map and I'll show you what kind of mess it is. So there's a couple things I want to pull out of this map. Ritchie Valley. I'll show you what kind of mess I made out of the top of the mountain. And then as soon as we get this map, a couple things done in this map, we'll do a quick tour. And then I'm going to get out of here for lunch. So while I'm eating lunch, I want to update the updates. See, I pretty much stripped the top of the mountain. So Walmart's gone, all the sell points are gone, all of the city's gone. I got rid of most of the vehicle shop, the gas station's gone, the apartments are gone. I want to move all of these businesses off the mountain, and then we're going to do something else with the top of the mountain. I just haven't decided what yet. It's a complete disaster right now. I want to grab a. I want to grab this guy. So let's go File, Export, Documents, Ritchie's Prairie, New Buildings. All right, so I'm going to go Wagon. And then I want this van. So we're going to go with van. I'm going to grab these two people sitting on the bench. What's this one called? W4. And what are you called? You're called W17. And I'm going to grab trash can. And then I want to grab the bench. And let's grab W21. And then let's grab W16. And do I have another small stand? I do. Let's grab this one. Oh, you're going to have an extra sign with you. All right, we'll fix you when we get it into the map. All right, that's all I want out of here. So let's jump into here. And we're going to have to fix all of our textures. So bench is good. That's all dollar data. Actually, let me close the hatchery. Let me close the nut house. Let me close that and that. Alright, so bench is good. We're going to have to fix those textures. Those are dollar data. Alright, the van has to get fixed. That has to get fixed. That has to get fixed. So I'm going to open all these up so I can fix them all at the same time. And then the wagon has to get fixed. Alright, so we're going to open up this guy. We're going to move these textures. I'm going to copy those. We're going to go into here. And make sure, alright, so we're going to have to take this one and that one, and that one's going to have to get renamed. Window specular is going to have to get renamed. Alright, let's continue. So let's go to window specular. This one. Let's rename this one. Window 2N. Alright, so let's move you to textures. view the textures. Okay, you are, oh, we got workers. New buildings. Workers. Textures. All right, we got to move these into here. So this file can get deleted, and then this file can get deleted. So let's fix these. This way there's not texture files inside, there's not files inside of files. Alright, that one's fixed. Alright, that one's fixed. Alright, that one is fixed. Window 2N specular. Alright, so that one's now renamed. And that was window 2N. I believe that's what my texture file was, right? Oh, I'm already out of there. Alright, let's clean this mess up. These are just going to be textures. And then these are just going to be textures. Alright, so that fixes all of our texture pathing. So let's head into here. What I wanted to do in here was make a little picnic spot. So let's go to square. Let's go to grass. Let's take out a little strip of grass over here. Let's add in, oh, wrong one. And we'll probably make this a little bit bigger. I just want to start with this. So let's grab that for now. Let's come over here. And let's bring this over. Let's put you... let's go to this side. Let's get rid of a little bit more grass. Alright, that'll work. So now let's go. Hold on, before we do that, let me close that. Let me close this. Close this. Let's create a new transform group. Places. And I'm going to call it roadside cafe. That'll work. Alright, so let's go file, import. Let's import in this guy first. me go down to my speed a little bit. And I got to get rid of these couple extra signs. All right. So let's spin you. Oh, I should have grabbed a person standing up so I could put him behind the... Let me have to go grab one more person out of the map. Let's push you back. Like so. Let's go File, Import. Let's grab the wagon. You're going to get spun this way. Actually, I'm going to reverse these two in a minute. Well, I'm going to put you over here, though. You're going to get slid over this way a little bit more. And then let's get rid of a little bit more grass. And let's grab the van. Park you kind of this way. Alright, now let's go import. Let's grab the bench. And let's take the bench and face it towards the water. Let's pull these back a little bit. Alright, so import, so we have the bench, we have that one. Let's grab a trash can. Let's just throw it over here. Alright, that'll work. Alright, so let's start bringing our people in. Alright, so which one are you? You can go over here. Yeah, you can go here. That'll work. Let's grab our other two people. Down on my speed a little bit more. All right, that'll work. Let's grab the last person. May have to make her a little bit smaller. Yeah, she's a little bit big. Let's go 0.4. We don't want Granny quite that big. All right, that'll work. Let me fly across the map here a minute. I want to grab a picnic table or two. So let's grab this one. I'm going to duplicate it. And we're going to go up here. All right, so let's fly back across the lake. And let's come over here. And let's go. All right, now let's just grab like one or two parked cars. Splines, parked cars. And then I want to grab, let me grab this tree. Let me just pull one a little bit closer here so they have a little bit of shade. And let's give them a little bit of shade on this side. Alright, let's save this. That's the only thing I wanted to add to this map. Everything else has already been fixed. So let's let this save. I keep reaching for my coffee cup. It's going to be Gatorade now instead. Alright, so this map is saved. Let me close this. Now I can delete all of these out of the map. So let's go into maps. I'm going to go into map. I'm going to open up the map i3D itself. And I just want to check my texture paths and make sure nothing looks hinky. Quick peek at chat. Alright, so all the textures look good. Let's delete this cache file. Let's delete this cache file. Let's take my backup map, trash it. Let's take this guy, slide it over to here. Let's zip this back up. Give this a couple seconds to zip up. We're going to do not a really good map tour, but we'll do a quick map tour now. I'm going to get out of here for lunch. And then after lunch, we'll probably come in here and do some new map testing, since we have to start over. So we have to trash our existing saves of all the changes I made this morning. Well, yesterday and this morning. Alright, so I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go into my zipped folder and replace the map that's in there, because I like to test the map zipped because it throws different errors zipped and unzipped. Let's go into the new map, zipped up, and I'm going to see if it's throwing any errors before we drive around. And I'll do a quick map tour, and then we'll get into more depth after lunch. Alright, I'm going to go into a new save game. So he'll get a quick peek at Richie's Prairie. And then after lunch we'll do a little. We'll get into what each factory does and how they work, because we're going to have to pretty much retest. Not every factory, but the nut house needs to be retested, and then we'll get back into testing. So pretty much after lunch we'll try and get all the factories fired up again. Alright, so you start off here. Actually, before we get into any further, I just want to take a quick peek at the log. And then we'll get back into the map real quick. I just want to make sure I don't have any warnings. There should be one warning. That's a mod. Error. Alright, we gotta fix that. Alright, let's get out of the map real quick so I can fix that one texture. Oh, wrong one. Let's get out of here. Let me fix that one thing and we'll zip it back up and we'll drive through real quick. This way I'll know everything's good so I can upload this to Dixie and Papa while I'm eating lunch. Alright, so let's reload the log. What error are you throwing? This was a texture error. Where did it go? There it is. HUD fill small. Alright, so let's go to back to my unzipped folder. So let's look at HUDs. I think I know what's wrong. Let's go into here. Fill types. Let me scroll up to where that palette is. This needs to be a capital P. One capital letter make the entire map throws an error. Alright, so that is saved. So let's go back into maps. Alright, there's no cache file for me to delete. Alright, so let's delete you and zip this back up. I keep reaching for my coffee cup. Alright, so let's copy you back into my zip folder. Alright, let's jump in here again. Alright, so back into a new save game. Yeah, it should take care of the last error in the map. And then once again, I'm just going to make sure that that error goes away. There we go. So no more errors. Alright, so the log is completely error-free. Alright, so a really quick map tour. Let me go down to just 1 speed. And then let me grab a little bit of speed. Alright, so we're using the Lone Oak Farmhouse. So it has the working doors. So you can actually go into the house. So you have the Lone Oak Farmhouse. Everybody's seen this house. Starting vehicles, you get the new harvester truck, fertilizer, lime spreader, animal trailer, tanker, the K100 with the slide-on tipper, the new planter for the new crops. You're going to get a plow, and then all of the animal pens are pre-placed onto the map. A couple tractors, pickup truck, tipper, and then there's a bunch of placeable storages, and these are all built into the map. So if you go into animal pens, you can put all the animal pens down. They're already built into the map, no external mod. And then you could put the farmhouse, you could put another farmhouse down if you want. You could put a hayloft down. And if you go into sheds, you could put all of the sheds down. They're built into the house as well. Or they're built into the map as well. Quick map. So there's one paved road that goes around the lake, and then all the rest of the roads are dirt roads. And then you have your farmhouse with a bunch of storage, and then behind the farmhouse are all the animal pens. There's a small town around the lake. North of the farm are the orchards and greenhouses and the apiary. Top right hand corner is the sand mine and the clay mine. Bottom right hand corner is the coal mine and ore mine. North center is Mammoth Mill Forest and the North Industrial Park. Top left is the salt mine and silt mine, stone mine and gravel mine. And then there's a couple wash plants and stone processing here. And then there's another industrial park right here outside of the mines. And then we have a true vineyard and winery built right onto the map. So, let me quick tour. And then I'm going to get out of here for lunch. So, right behind the main farmyard, you have your silo and all your storage. And all of your storage has working doors, so you can just drive up to them and they'll automatically open. And then behind the main farmyard are all your animal pens. So you have your cows, the donkeys, the horses are right here. And then back here by the animal pens, you have a bit more storage. So plenty of storage for your vehicles and equipment, all automatic doors. And then behind the animal pens, I gave you a big placeable area. You could put more placeables down, more animal pens down, or you can plow this into a field if you want. So plenty of room here to put more animal pens down. You have duck plucking to get your down feathers built into the map. You have your dog kennel. The goats. If I can stay on the road. You have your pig pen. You have the sheep pen. The little duck pond is right there. Got all your equipment sitting here waiting for you. Well, most of your equipment's sitting there waiting for you. And then over here are your chickens. So you start off with, I think, 30 chickens and one rooster. And then in the silo, if you take your K100 and truck, your K100 and tipper, there should be some chicken feed in here waiting for you. So I gave you some chicken feed to feed your chickens. Yeah, so you can grab some chicken feed right there and feed your chickens. So that's a little bit of chicken feed waiting for you. Did you make the flower beds at the vineyard, or are they placeable? The flower beds are built into the map. I'll show you when we get over there. I pulled them out of another map. So you have your composter and your grass dryer right here, and then a spot here for more placeables right here at the farmyard. You start off with the farmyard and the pond behind the farmyard. You have to buy all of your animals, and they're all separate. So you can buy all your animals separately, and then this placeable lot you have to purchase as well. Let me grab some cash. So your placeable lot over here, let's just buy that where I'm parked at, and then you can throw down under global company, you can throw your potato washer down over here, and you can throw your potato steamer down over here as well, if my truck wasn't in the way. And then these are going to be in the map file, but they're not built into the map, but they're part of the zip file, and these have been sped up. So it'll hold 1.2 million liters potatoes, 1.2 million liters of water, 60,000 liters of diesel, and the production I think is like 50,000 liters an hour. So I really sped these up. Oh, I see. I really like them. They're very pretty. Yeah, we'll head over there. You'll take a better look at it. We'll head over to the vineyard. So you can exit. There's a side exit here from the main farmyard, or right by the farmhouse. There's a couple roads to get you out of the farmyard. So you can there's a road there coming out. There's a road here coming out, and then there's a road over by the farmhouse that'll get you out onto the main highway. So 3 ways to get out of the farmhouse. We'll head over here real quick. I start you off with the olive grove, just south of the farmyard. So right here is the olive grove. These are your olives. They should be ready to harvest. And then you do own this property when you start the map in new farmer mode. And you also get the central warehouse over on this side of the map as well. The green olives, the red grapes, the white grapes, and the tomatoes have to be planted with the planter like you would trees or poplar. So these go in just like you plant poplar. I think you get 3 harvests out of these, and they have to be replanted, but don't hold me to that. I haven't tested that far. And then this is the new harvester for the green olives, the tomatoes, the white grapes, and the red grapes. So let me unfold it. Let me lower it and turn it on. So Papa Smurf worked on this and sped it up. So you can harvest it like 18 miles an hour. And I think it holds, I think 120,000 liters, but don't hold me to that. So that's how you harvest your green olives, tomatoes, white grapes, and red grapes. And then all of the new crops are spread out with the roads in between them. So this fertilizer and lime spreader will catch 5 rows. It'll catch half the field on the left and then half the field on the right when you spread your lime and fertilizer, and then when you hit your next road, it'll catch the other half. So these roads are spaced apart so you can fertilize and lime without driving over your crop. We'll head down this way. So down this direction. Is the coal mine and the ore mine. And then quarry silo here will hold all of your quarry products, not just the coal and ore. It'll hold all of them. But you got a massive coal open pit and a massive ore open pit here. You'll be digging for months before they run out. And then once you scoop up everything on the ground, all you have to do is throw diesel in the tank here, and then it'll spawn more of the dynamic crushed product out for you. And all the mines operate the same way. And then the ore mine, same thing, that just goes on forever. Well, Papa Smurf sent me we're going to test it really quick here, our wheel loader bucket. Because I don't want to use the bunker cleaner, I want to actually scoop my mining product out once I start playing this map. Let me grab store delivery mod. Let's grab a truck and a tipper real quick. Let's grab the K100. I'm not going to change colors or anything, because I'm not going to save this game. Let's grab the tipper. Let's grab a wheel loader. And then in the wheel loader category, there should be a modded bucket. Maybe I forgot to put it in here. I don't think it was in here. Oh yeah, it is in here. High dump bucket. 100,000 liters. And this will be in the this bucket will be in the vehicle pack. So we should be able to scoop up 100,000 liters at a time. So 5 scoops will fill the tipper. Oh, I don't own the land. Let's buy. Let's buy this part of the coal mine. Let's try that now. There you go. Lower this a little bit more. So you get the idea. Once you fill it completely full, 5 scoops will fill it, and you should be able to just dump it right into your truck if you want to go old school mining, which I'm going to do. I'm not going to use the bunker cleaner when I'm playing this map. I'm going to go old school mining. So that's the way I plan on mining on this map. I miss digging dirt, so we're going to go digging dirt on this map. We'll get more. I'm just going to give you a quick factory tour. We'll get more into what products are the inputs and outputs after lunch. I just want to wrap up a quick tour and then get out of here. Alright, so this is the only paved road on the map, and it goes around the lake. So we're going to head, if I can get around my limousine, we're going to get around just north of the main farm. You have the orchards, the greenhouses. This is a working water trigger. If you bring the tanker over, you will get water right there. So orchards, greenhouses. Apiary for your honey and your wax is right here, and then your new tomato crop is right here, and you harvest those just like the green olives. All the ore gets used somewhere. Yeah, almost every raw product on this map gets used in a factory. There might be one or two that I missed, but I would say a good 90% of the raw product gets used in a factory. Good point there, Dixie. I forgot about that. So north on this side, you have quarry silo here, which holds all your quarry products, and then you have your sand and your clay. And I'm not going to drive all the way back, but you have your sand and you have your clay. And then the same thing, once you scoop everything out, you have your dynamic mining. So you could dump diesel in the tank and make some more. With all that water, is it possible to work on fish? Actually, yes. There's fishing built into this map I'll show you. Once we finish the tour, we'll end up at the lake. Fishing is built in, and it's dynamic fishing. It's not on, the boat is not on a spline. Fishing on this map is really, really fun. So right here you have your mill. And like I said, after lunch we'll get into what the inputs and outputs are. So you have your mill here. And then this leads back into a small north industrial park. So you have your wood chipper here that makes your wood chips and your resin. Behind it is a table factory. So this makes tables, chairs, benches, chests, and like a dresser and a chest. So that makes 5 different products. And then in front of it you have your boathouse. And the boathouse works the same as the other maps. So it makes your rowboats, your surfboards, and your firewood. And then Dixie hasn't seen this yet. I added in a small warehouse back here, and this only holds stuff used in other factories. So tin cans, honey wax, crate, duck eggs, barrels, and ice cubes. So only pallets used in other factories get stored here. And then this will hold, on this side it holds every bulk and every liquid on the map. So this was something I added in yesterday. It's not been tested yet. And then you have the cannery, which makes your canned veggies on this side. And this will be a future placeable for Ritchieville, Ritchie's Hollow, and Ritchie Island. So that cannery will be a future placeable for the other maps. And then you have the nut house that we just saw on the other. This one is the one that we just built and tested as a placeable. So it's already built into this map. And then there's a little side road that comes up here between these fields. It'll take you right back to town. So this will get you right back into town. You have all your sell points on the left and the right. Dollar General is a sell point, Aldi's a sell point, Tractor Supply is a sell point. You have Animal Dealer, so you purchase your animals right here and drive them to the pen. This is the barn sell point for all of your bales. So you come in here, you drop off your bales. The sell point's inside of there. And then the spinnery is right here. So I pulled the spinnery out of the Goldcrest Valley map from 17. And then your sell point for the spinnery is right here. And then if you come under here, this is a buy station. So you could buy all of your animal feeds here, lime fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, seeds. They'll get you started. Everything you need to buy is right there. And then the vehicle shop is right here. Repair trigger. Repair trigger right here. So your repair trigger works. So you've got the rest of your sell points. The bank right here is the only place to sell your gold. I want to go check out the little roadside stand we just built, and then we'll take you up to the other side of the map. Make sure nothing over here is floating. Oh, the trailer's got to come down a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to have to adjust that trailer and pull those two people down a little bit. But they're looking out. You can sit here and have lunch, watch all the boats go by. Alright, so just one small adjustment on that trailer. Now this brings you back to the other mine, the industrial park, and the vineyard. So this is the only entrance in and out of the vineyard. So you have your red grape plants, and you harvest those just like the olives. And then you have your white grape plants. So they get harvested and planted just like poplar. And then this is the entrance to the vineyard. And then I added a sell point here. So this is the vineyard sell point. So the vineyard sell point only buys a few things. It literally only buys 3 products. It buys a couple of statues, which I'll show you after lunch, and it buys the old man wax statue. So that is a new sell point I just added in yesterday. And then this is the winery where you make your, let's jump over here. So the winery, the vineyard and the winery is split up into 3 farmlands. So you get the buildings and the factory. You get a couple of white grape plants, a couple of red grape plants. And then you have to purchase the rest of your plants separately. So this is split into thirds. So your vineyard makes red wine, white wine, chocolate liqueur. So you bring your cocoa beans over from the orchard. And then sugar beet or sugar cane. And then it makes melon wine. So you bring your melons over from the greenhouse. So that makes 4 different wines. This is, I removed, let me grab my notebook. now that I'm done with the Ritchieville map for the day. Let me find my notes again. Alright, let me flip my notebook closed so I can get back to where I was. If I can remember where I was. Alright, I removed sorghum, millet, lavender, poppy, rye, mustard, and tobacco from the map to make room for the new crops. And it has arable, almond, green olive, red grape, white grape, peas, beans, and tomatoes that you have to plant and harvest. So this is the vineyard and winery. And then behind it is, let's see, I think this may be one of the new crops. These are pea. Oh no, this is hops. I thought I saw peas. If there are peas and beans planted, I'll show them to you. But the peas you harvest with just a regular harvester and header, like you would harvest wheat. And then the beans, you use a harvester with the corn header to harvest the beans, or the beans. Alright, so this is the other industrial park. So you have your earthworm factory, and you have to make your earthworms here and then take them to the lake for fishing. We have the juice factory on this side. And like I said, after lunch we'll get into more of all the inputs and all the outputs. So worm factory, juice factory. Another map I'm looking forward to playing. This will be my go-to map. You have a water trigger right there at the tower. Ice cube factory on the left. Then over here you have Old Man's House of Wax, and it makes an Old Man wax statue that you sell. So that's that will be a future placeable for the other maps. And the juice factory will be a future placeable as well. So on the right you have your coffee factory. On the left, feed and seed. You make your seed, solid fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, and your herbicide, and all your animal feeds on the left. On the left is a refinery, so there's no oil wells, so that makes biodiesel. And then this is central warehouse. This holds everything on the map. So every pallet and every bulk and every liquid is stored on the map right here. So if you make Old Man statues and the price is crappy, you can throw them in here and wait for a better price and then sell them. So that will hold every product on the map right there. Can you work on berry crops like blueberry, raspberry, and such? Right now they're built into orchards and greenhouses. I'm not making any other new crops for 19. We'll have to wait for 22 to come out. We have silt and salt on this side, and they go all the way back to the end of the map. And then on this will hold all of your quarry products. right here. And then on this side, you have your stone and your gravel. And again, these are just massive open pits. You'll be digging here for months. And then again, once you dig everything up off the ground, throw some diesel in the tanks, and it will spawn out more of your crushed products. And then last is, we'll get to fishing. You have three wash plants to get gold. And then there's stone processing here. Will get you your lime, your limestone, your gypsum, clean fill, a little bit of gold, a little bit of copper, and a little bit of nickel. So stone processing is right there. Let's head up to fishing, and then I'm going to get out of here. This map based on a real location, or is it just a factory? It's just a made-up map. No real location. So I'll show you how fishing works, and I'm going to get out of here for lunch, and then we'll do some real testing after lunch. Because I had to scrap my test map, so I'll have to make a new test map. So what you need to do is you need to go to the earthworm factory and make your earthworms. Well, you don't make earthworms, you grow earthworms. So you grow your earthworms, and then you bring them over here. So you drop off your earthworms here, right in this square right here from the earthworm factory. Let me buy the fishing. And then there are 5 spots on the water where you drop off your earthworms and pick up your fish. And then you bring your fish over here to the fish processing plant. You drop off your fish, your diesel, and ice cubes, and it makes salmon, catfish, trout, and caviar. Let's jump into one of the fishing boats. There are 2 fishing boats built into the map. So there's one sitting right here waiting for you at the fish where you pick up your worms. And there's another one sitting over here. You put gas in the boat right there. And then when you need to repair your boat, you bring it over here. And then there's a repair station for your boat right there. So you can repair your boat right there. But anyway, you come over here, and you'll see my F1 HUD in the top left corner. It says start filling. You load it with earthworms. Now this is preloaded for you at 20,000 liters of earthworms. And there are 5 spots on the water where you have to come out and drop off your earthworms. And this boat is not on a spline, so you can drive it anywhere. So it only takes 4,000 liters in each of the fishing spots on the lake. I'll fill up 3 and I'll show you how to empty your earthworms. You can't put earthworms and fish on the boat at the same time. It's one or the other. So just drop off your earthworms. Drive around the buoy until you find the trigger. And over here, we'll empty the last 8,000 liters. Yeah, fantasy. Yeah, it's just a fictional map. I know what you meant. It's definitely just a fictional map. And then if you have extra earthworms, if all your fishing spots are full and you need to empty your earthworms, just bring them back to the warehouse and drop them off. So just empty your boat and then take your empty boat out. Now fishing is real time. You don't have to wait overnight or anything. So you just come back out and you pick up your fish. F1 HUD, you see it says start filling. So drop off 4,000 liters of worms to get 4,000 liters of fish. So as long as you keep making earthworms, you could sit here and fish all day long. And just head back to take your fish back to the factory and then drop them off to be processed. Yeah, I can't wait to start playing on this map. I haven't started a save game yet because I knew with all the updates, we were going to have to scrap our saves. And you just bring your fish over here, drop them off here. They'll go into the factory. And then all you have to do is bring over your ice and your diesel, and it'll fire this factory up for you. But I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to throw y'all on ending soon. I'm going to get out. I'm not even going to save this map. But I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to grab some lunch. Give me about an hour. And then we'll come back in and we'll do some testing on this map. And by the time I take my hour break, I'll have this uploaded for Dixie and Papa. So Rob TV, see you later. Sassy155, see you after lunch. Rum Barbecue, I know it's early. Any ideas on a release date? Not yet. Give me another day or two, and I'll have a release date for you. The tentative plan, and this is not set in stone, and do not hold me to it. My birthday is Saturday, and I may do a release stream on Saturday. But we still have a lot of testing to do in the next 3 days. So, like I said, don't hold me to that. Dixieland Gaming, see you all later. Alright, I appreciate everybody stopping in. Everybody have a great afternoon. Give me an hour and we'll come in and do some more testing on this map.